The video which you saw in the preview was created using the web-based online video editor called FlexClip. If you want to create content for your YouTube channel, Instagram account or TikTok account, then this is the best application, because let's say if I click on create by templates, then it will take you to another page, and in that page you can see that there are lots of categories, and for each category there are a number of templates. So let's say if I want to create a video for travel blog, then I can just search it like this, and it will show you lots of templates for that particular topic. You can preview the video, and if you like one of them, then you can just click on the customize to start editing it. Basically, you can replace the photos, you can change the text inside that template, and you can create your own videos within a minute. If I go to the home page again and scroll a little bit down, then you can see the different features which it has to offer. So there are lots of text animations and the styles. Then vector elements are also available as GIF or even static ones, rich transitions and overlays which you would like to add on your videos. Apart from that, FlexClip provides you royalty-free stock assets such as photos, videos, and even music. You can even link your YouTube ID to FlexClip account so that you don't get any copyright claims or copyright strikes because of the usage of this royalty-free music, photos, or videos. So basically, you don't need to worry at all if you are sure that you have created your video using FlexClip only. Then the templates and the projects you can share with other people if you are working in a team, or you can even share the links on the social media. And at the bottom, you can see that which tools are available inside this video editor. So basically everything that you need, like trim, cut the video, add text, add music, add a motion graphic or the animation, and all these things are available inside this video editor. So let's talk about if it is free or not. As you can see on the screen, there are 4 plans offered by FlexClip. One is free and other 3 are the paid ones. Under the free plan, there are limitations such as the export quality is only 480p SD. The maximum video length is 1 minute, and apart from that, there will be a watermark on your videos. So let's say if you are creating only short videos which are not longer than 1 minute and your content is focused only for mobile devices, then I think 480p is still sufficient. Then you can go for the free plan for time being. And if you are happy with the video editor, then obviously you can switch to the paid plans. And let me tell you some advantages of choosing the paid plan. If I go to the copyright page of the Google, then you can read there that if you get 3 copyright strikes on your channel, let's say if it is monetized, even then your account will be terminated. All videos which you have uploaded to your account will be removed and you can't create new channel. Basically all the hard work you have done will be gone within a minute. So if you want to focus on your content and don't want to worry about copyright strikes or the claims, then I think the best option is to go for the paid plan from the FlexClip, because under your account you will see the whitelist tab in the FlexClip, and here you can put your YouTube channel ID. So basically your YouTube channel will be linked to the FlexClip, and whenever you are creating content using the royalty free assets from FlexClip such as music, photos, videos, there is no chance that you will get copyright strike or claim. And even if you get copyright claim or strike, you can contact the FlexClip team and then they will try to resolve the issue together with YouTube. And I think this is the very big advantage, because then you can just focus on your content and you don't need to worry about such things. The second advantage is for each plan you will get certain cloud storage and space for hosting your videos. Basically then you don't need to worry about carrying your laptop or hard disk anywhere. You can just log into your FlexClip account from any device and you have access to all your templates or your data inside your account. So that is the second advantage. And considering the price, I don't think it's too much, because the plus plan, let's say, cost $120 per year if you go for the annual one. Obviously if you go for monthly plans, then the cost is almost double. But the advantage is that you can cancel the plan anytime, or you can switch between the plans anytime every month. And if you go for the annual one, then you need to pay selected plan for at least 12 months. To create account, just click on sign up free. You can then enter the details to create a free account. I have already created a FlexClip account, so I will tap on login and quickly log in just to show how the logged in window looks like. Once you log in FlexClip, the user interface will look like this. At the top, there is a button called Start from Scratch. So if you do not want to use any template, you can start from zero. Then there is a home button. The very first window is the home window. And on the right hand side, you can see the recent projects which you have created. And if you want to see all the projects, then you can go to the My Projects tab. Here, all your projects will be listed. If you have created some templates on your own, then you can save them, and all those templates are accessible from this tab. Then if you want to use some stock videos, royalty free videos, you can find them under the stock video button, and there are different categories for that, like technology, people, fashion, and so on. If you want to upload your own photos, videos, or audio files, then you can use the cloud storage, which is allocated to you. So basically you can upload the data from your laptop, hard disk, or phone. For text, there are fonts available inside the FlexClip application, but let's say certain fonts are not available which you want, then you can simply upload them into your account. Before I show you how you can create the video which you just saw in the preview, I would like to talk about how you can create the videos using the templates, because that video I have created, let's say, without the help of the templates. For example, if I like this template, then obviously I can preview it by tapping or clicking on the preview button. But let's say if you want to use it, then you need to click on the customize button. So after you click on customize, it will show you two modes. One is timeline mode, another is storyboard mode. So if you see in the animation, you can see that on the top there are different scenes, and at the bottom you can, let's say, add multiple audio files. You can trim, cut, and then sync the audio. So basically it gives you more control if you are inside the timeline mode. But if I check the animation here for the storyboard mode, you just see the scenes here. So it's like a PowerPoint. So basically these scenes are nothing but the slides, and only one audio file will be added in this mode, and it will be applied to all the scenes. So basically there is no possibility to use different audio files in storyboard mode. But it is a good start if you do not know a lot about video editing process. Then this is the simplest way to create the videos, and I am going to open both mode just to show you the difference quickly, but later you can decide which one is good for you. So click on choose button. So first we are seeing the storyboard mode. It will take certain time to load depending upon your internet connection and how big the template is. So just wait for it to load. So when the template is loaded, the UI will look like this. Irrespective of which mode you have chosen, all the buttons or the options which you see on the left hand side and at the top, and even this big preview window, will remain same in any mode. Only difference is, let's say, at the bottom. As you can see, these are scenes which are basically nothing but like slides in the PowerPoint, and in between these two scenes there is a transition. And as you can see, there is no audio, or there is no layer for the audio. If you want to check where is the audio, then you need to click on music button, and then you need to go to your music, where you will find the music file. If I select another scene, the music is not changing. Basically it is the same. And this is the disadvantage of the storyboard mode. So basically you can't have the different music file or the audio file for each scene. So it is applied to the whole video. Before we talk details about how you can change the text, I need to show you the timeline mode, and then we will create the preview video which you saw in the start. So I will go back to the home page because I want to show you how the timeline mode looks like. So I will click here on FlexClip. Then it will ask me if I want to save the project. I will click on don't save because I don't want to save it. And it will go to the home page again. And now I will select the timeline mode. Just give it a little bit of time till it loads. Like I mentioned earlier, all the buttons or the options are same to the storyboard mode on the left hand side, and let's say at the top also. Only difference you see is at the bottom. So you can see all the scenes are on the first layer, and at the bottom there is an audio layer. And the advantage in this case is that you can trim the audio, then you can add another audio to the next scene if you want to. And here there are additional buttons, like you can delete the scene which you have selected, or you can duplicate or add scene. And if you click on the timeline, then you can see all the components as a layer. For example, this text and this image and all these things you can select. You can trim them, you can move them up and down from here, and so on. So it's, let's say, more or less like a video editor. Now let's go through all the buttons or the options quickly. At the top there is a 16:9 button. So basically it is the aspect ratio for your videos. If you want to make it vertical, then you need to select 9:16 here. Then you can type in the project name. Here there is a undo and redo buttons. If you want to preview the video in the full screen, you can choose the full screen mode. Here you can click on save. So if you are working on the project, it's a good idea to save it, not to lose your progress. You can export the video from here. Then on the left hand side, you can again go to the templates. Let's say if you are not happy with this template, then you can go to the template and change it. The next button is the media. So inside that you can see there are different options. Local files means if you click here, you can upload the data from your PC. If you click on from phone, then it will generate a QR code. Basically you can scan the QR code on your phone, and there will be a link. If you click on that, it will allow you to upload some photos, videos, or even audio files, and then it will be automatically synced to your FlexClip account, and you will see those data from your phone in this window. If I again go back, there is a third option which is recording. So it's, let's say, the inbuilt inside the web browser, the FlexClip also provides a plugin, or I don't know, a separate software. So by clicking on it, you can start the recording directly from the account of the FlexClip. You can include the webcam if you want to, or you can just record your screen or only webcam. The next is text, and inside the text you can find the basic text. Dynamic means they will have some animation already applied, the modern titles, text titles, and even the social media text. Next is the video, and here you can find the royalty free video footages for different categories like a wedding, background, abstract, holiday, and so on. If you go to the photo tab, then there are different categories for royalty free photos. You can even search a photo for your topic. Then there is a GIF tab. If you would like to add GIF on your video, then you can add it from here. The next one is audio. Like I said, you can add the audio from the FlexClip account and you won't get any copyright strike or claims. There are two categories here also. One is music and another is sound effects if you would like to add the effects. Next is elements. So here you can find the shapes. Let's say you want to add circle, rectangle, triangle, or the social media icons with animation. Even let's say the bubbles in different shape formats. So you can use them from here. Under overlay tab, you can find different types of overlays. Let's say the effect overlay allows you to add some glare or even sun rays on top of your video, the glittering effect. Then there are the shape overlays, logo overlays for your logo, and you want geometric motion graphic overlays, then they can be found under the decorative overlays. And as an outro, you can also add these contact info overlays. The next one is the background. So if you want to have the background videos, or let's say just a gradient static photo, then you can use the background. The last one is, let's say, branding. If you want to add the watermark to your videos, then you can go inside the branding. There are two options. You can either add a text. So if I write Mr. Tutorials, the name of my channel, then by default it is at the top left corner, and I can select the bottom right corner here. I can change the size, the font, and the opacity of the text. Or if I want to add my logo, then I can go to the image tab, browse the image, and upload it here. So this is the overview of storyboard mode and timeline mode. Now is the time to create the gym promotional video from the preview from scratch. So let's get started with it. To start the project from scratch, click on Start from Scratch button and choose the timeline mode which you want, and even you can set the aspect ratio in the beginning. As we are going to create the vertical video, I will select 9:16 aspect ratio, and as I want more control, I'm going to select the timeline mode. So by default, the background color is black, and at the top you can see that there are different preset colors available. You can just select them and that will be applied as a background color, or you can go to the background color button. Here again, there are more colors available. If you click on apply to all, this will be applied to all scenes, but if you do not want to apply, then you don't need to click here. If the color which you want is not available here, you can tap on plus button. You can then change the color here, or if you know the hex code, you can copy paste that hex code to apply that color as a background. It would have been nice if FlexClip had the eye drop feature. Unfortunately, it is not there. I hope in the future updates they will add it. So let's change the background color to black. Now at the bottom you see there are different buttons again. So scene 1 is the one which is already selected here. Then you can go back and forward to the scenes. If I tap on add scene, then the scene will be added, and using these arrow buttons I can switch between the scenes. If I click on this play scene button, then it will only play that scene, but if I click on this play button, it will play the entire timeline. So all the scenes will be played. Let's delete this scene. Then there is a record voice button. So if you want to do the voice over and do not want to add any music, you can just simply do the voice over for that particular scene. The next is duration. So you can just click on it and type in any time you want. So if you want to have 6 seconds long scene, just read it 3 and write 6, enter it, and the duration for that scene will be 6 seconds. As we want to create gym related promotional video, let's add gym related photo as a background. Go to the photo tab and just search gym girl, and you can find a lot of photos related to the gym. I have already found one photo for my video, so I'm going to select that one. So this one, and you can see that there are two buttons. One is add as a layer and one is add as a scene. So basically, if you add it as a scene, then there are certain limitations I will show you. If I add as a layer, then you can basically crop it, adjust the size manually, and all those things you can do. Even replace that photo. Let's delete it now because I want to show you what will happen if you add it as a scene. So delete it and then add it as a scene. And as you can see that certain options are not available, such as replace, and there are no handles to resize it. But we are going to add it as a scene. I just wanted to show you what is the possibility if we add it as a layer. So here, as you see, We can even rotate the photo, and it will be shown as a layer in the timeline also. To fit the photo properly in the frame, you can use the zoom option. So if you click on it, you can zoom in, you can click on fit, or you can click on fill, and it will fill the canvas. Click OK. Then under the transform, you can rotate the background like left, right, so 90 degrees on the left hand side, 90 degrees on the right hand side. You can flip it horizontally or vertically. Then under the filters, you can find different type of filters, just like you find it inside the Instagram Reels or any video editor software. Inside the adjust, you have different options such as exposure, contrast, brightness. So basically the standard options which you see in any photo editing or video editing application. Then the animation, basically then the photo will zoom in or zoom out. Let's check it. If I apply zoom in and play the scene, it is zooming in. Or if I change it to zoom out and apply, then the photo will zoom out. So let's keep the zoom out animation. And you can also remove the background. So let's say you just want to keep the subject in the photo, you can use this option. And there are credits available for removal depending upon the plan you have selected. And at the end, you see the delete button to just delete it. So let's say if you downloaded any photo or video, then it will be saved under the media. If I go to the media, then you can see that this photo has been saved in the media folder. So it is accessible to you later also, in case you deleted it and you decided that, okay, I want to use that photo again, you can go back and use it. Now we will add at the top and at the bottom some shapes, and for that we need to go inside the elements. Here you can see the rectangle shape, but before that, let's move the timeline at the start, because then the shape will be added at that particular time and we want it from the beginning. So to add the square shape, just click on it and it will be added. At the top, you will see again the different buttons. So the very first button is to assign the color to the shape. So let's say I want to assign the orange color, then I can change it. Inside the flip, you can flip the shape horizontally or vertically. As it is square, nothing will happen. The next is the opacity. You can reduce the opacity or keep it 100%. In our case, we are going to keep it 100%. Next is motion. Motion is nothing but the animation for that particular shape. So let's say if I click on wipe, as you can see, the wipe animation has been applied. And here you can change the direction of the wipe. So currently it is down, so it means from top to bottom it is appearing, and in the same direction it is disappearing. And here you can change the duration for each animation. So in the preset, both animations will be applied at the same time, the in and out. If you want to remove animation, you just need to click on the remove animation button and it will be removed. But if you want to keep the wipe animation, and let's change the direction to the left. So basically it is appearing from left to right and also disappearing, let's say, from right to left. But for example, if you want to keep different direction for the out, then you can individually select the directions or the animation type for in and out by going to the in and out tabs. Let's change inside the out the direction. So we do not want the left, let's say we want right. So we can select it like this. The next is the position button. So as you can see, you can change the position of the shape. If you want to keep it at the top, click it here. If you want it at one corner, then you can select one of the corners. The next one is the layer option. So let's say if you have two layers or two shapes on top of each other, I will quickly add one more shape. And as you can see, there is a circle shape which is on top of the square shape. And if I go to the layer, now there are two options available. If I click on the backward, then that shape will be below the square shape, as you can see here. So basically, if you want to change the visibility of different shapes or the text, so something should be on top of the other layer, then the layer button will be useful in that case. And the last one is, let's say, the delete button. So I do not need this circle shape. So I can just click on the remove button and it will be removed. So let's select the square shape, and there you will see the different handles. So you can use them to resize the shape like this, or even rotate it at certain angle. So let's rotate it at around minus 8 degree like this. I hope it is minus 8. Yes, it is. And then just keep it at the center above her head like this. And using this handle, just make sure that the shape is covering the background like this. And maybe increase a little bit like this. Let's preview the scene. As you can see, it appeared, and then at the end it will disappear. So we are happy with it. If you want to copy this shape, then you can right click, and here you will see different options: copy, paste, cut, and delete. So let's copy it and just right click again somewhere and select the paste. You can also use keyboard shortcuts Ctrl C, Ctrl V to copy paste. Currently it is copied at the same location, and you can check if there are two layers or not by clicking on the timeline here. And as you see, there are two layers here for the shape. So let's drag this shape at the bottom and tilt it in another direction with the same angle value 8, and drag it a little bit down, and let's drag it again a little bit down, this handle a little bit up. The direction we want to flip for this shape, so we will go to the motion, and then in the out we will select left, and in the in we will select right. View it again. So as you can see, they appear in a different direction, which really looks cool. Now let's add text. So go to the text and select the basic text, because we are going to change the font, color and everything according to our style. But if you want, you can select any of the styles which are available here. Once you click on the title, the text will be added here. You can double click here, or you can click here on the edit, and it will take you to the editing window. So I will write 50% off text, because we want to create the promotional video for the gym, that there is a 50% off for the new members. At the bottom there are different styles. So let's say if I select glow, you will see that glow is applied but the color is not changed, because the color here is still white. So if I select green, then you can see the color is changing. Let's keep it white and select the none, because we do not want to use any of this style. Let's change the font. So you can click on the font button, and then here is the list of all the fonts. Go to bold and select Alpha Slab 1. You can select other font if you want, but this is the one I'm going to select. Then increase the text size. Let's type in any value, 58 maybe, and change the color to purple. And now position the text at the top, rotate it so that it aligns to the rectangle shape. Maybe we can increase the size a little bit till 65. I think it looks okay. Make sure that horizontally it is centric like this. I am happy with the text position, and let's select it again. Go to the motion, because we want to apply the animation to the text. So if I click on motion button, you will see again the preset in and out, just like we saw for the shapes. You can check all these animations, preview them, but I'm going to select the pop-up animation. So this will be applied for both in and out. You can change the direction of the pop-up, but I'm going to keep it default one. One thing you will notice, if I preview it, it might lag maybe for a second, but let's preview it. I will click somewhere else and then play the scene. As you can see, the text is appearing, but the animation is not visible, because it appears at the same time like the shape is appearing. So what we can do is that we can delay the animation of the text, and that we can do by going into the timeline. So click on the timeline button, and here there are all three layers, and we want to delay the text animation or the appearance of the text a little bit later. So what you need to do is that at the start, when you move the mouse cursor, the two arrows will appear. So just click and hold your mouse, I mean the left click, and just drag it like this around 0.5. You need to do the same for the other end. Around 5.5 you need to stop. In this case, what will happen if I go back at the start and then play the scene? Now it looks really cool, because the shape appears and then the text, so we can see the animation of the text also. And first the text will be gone and then the shape. And that's how you can adjust the timings of the different layers. Let's go back. And as we want the same animation, same font and everything, I will copy it and then paste it again, move it a little bit down, and quickly edit it. And obviously it is not fitting, so we need to reduce the size. So let's make it 42 maybe, and make sure that it's properly positioned. Okay, like this is okay. And I will quickly add another text at the bottom also. So as you can see, I have added the text at the bottom also. I have aligned the orientation to the shape. Let's quickly preview the timeline just to check if all the elements are there. And as you can see, the text is appearing at the same time, all the three text layers. And let's go back. You can obviously do the editing if you want to. And there is one more thing we need to add, and that is the social media account animation. And that can be found under the text, under the social media category. And the second one, that is the one I want to add. So just click it and it will be added here, and rotate it to match the angle of the shape, which is around 8 degrees, and move it at the bottom. If you want to increase the size of the shape, then you just need to drag it like this, And obviously you can also change the text font and the size. So let's change it to the one which we just recently used, and that you can found under the recent button. Sorry, I just clicked it somewhere else. Let's go to the edit and just again go to the font and scroll till you find recently used and select the one which we have used. Increase the size around 56, and you can just drag the text and position it properly inside the shape. Let's preview the whole animation again for the scene 1. So this looks really cool, and there is only the last step, which is adding the audio to this animation. If you click on add audio, then you can select the song or the music file from your device. In my case, it is my laptop. But if you want to use the music file from the FlexClip, then just go to the audio tab, and under the music, you can check different musics which you like. You can just select it. So you can play them, preview them, and tap on the add button to add them. And I think I have used this intro music at the bottom. I will just click add as a scene, and then it will be added like this. Obviously you can trim the audio by selecting or placing the playhead at any position. So if I click on this split button, the audio will be splitted. I can select any part and click on the delete button, it will be deleted. But I just want to use the whole audio as it is, so I'm going to undo all the actions I did, and let's preview it together with the music. The animation looks really cool with the music. And one more thing, if the music is selected, then there is a one more button, fade. If you click on that, then you can select the duration for fade in and fade out. If you want to do that, you can do that. And also here you can change the volume, you can mute it, or you can increase it to 100% like this. So let's keep it the default one, which was 80 in this case. And as a last step, you just need to click on the export button. Then you can change the settings here. So you can select 1080p only if you have the paid plan from Plus or the business. I think in the basic you will have 720p good quality, and in the free plan you can export it with only 480p. You can also export the GIF. So let's select the video, click on export, and then it will render it. You can also the share link to the YouTube, Dropbox, or Google Drive. And I will show you certain options after the export process is done. So at the end, you can see that if you want to share link, you can enable share link, or you can continue editing, or you can click on download button again. As you can see, the video has been already downloaded. Here you see the whitelist YouTube button. So if you click on that button, it will take you to the tab which I have already shown you earlier. So you can link your YouTube channel to FlexClip, and you won't get any copyright strikes or claims because you use some royalty-free footages or music files from the FlexClip. And that's how you can create the eye-catchy promotional videos or any type of videos using the FlexClip online web-based editor. If you like this tutorial, then please click on the like button, subscribe to my channel. The link to the FlexClip website is in the description, so please check that out. I also create other type of tutorials, so please check my channel. Thanks for watching. Stay safe and stay healthy.